We continue our coverage of World Space Week. This year's focus is on satellites. We need them for all kinds of things, but one of the most important to us here in the Lowcountry is for severe storm warnings. We're joined by Cline, Tropical Program Coordinator for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, better known as NOAA. It's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Thank you.
The technological instruments have gotten exponentially more sophisticated over the years. Can you take us through the history and explain some of the evolution that's taken place?
Well, back in the 60s, back before my time, they sent up Tyros, and that was the first pictures that included the entire view of the Earth from one spot, North America, South America. And since then, they had to take pictures and piece them together from satellite imagery in the 60s to create a picture of the globe. Nowadays, we can send up what are called GOES satellites. Geosynchronous is the G, and those satellites, what that means is it rotates as the Earth does. So we therefore get the same picture at the same spot all the time. And then you can make movies, right? Then you can piece it together and see a loop of things. And then depending on the type of instrumentation you have, originally it was just, an infrared image or a visible image. And so now we've got all kinds of sensors on there, some that can see water vapor is a big help to us as meteorologists. Is a huge advantage to show how things are evolving through time.
That's incredible. When did the scales tip when the quality of these pictures got better? Because I'm familiar somewhat with the imagery that you're talking about from the 60s. It wasn't all that clear.
Right.
So when was it that you really felt technology took a turning point and things became more crisp and clear and detailed?
So it's always a push point, and it's a process. So there's probably not one exact kind of Sputnik moment, if you will, but a couple of them along the way to where new sensors could go up, because, we're not sending up a satellite every year. In about the mid 80s, there was a big breakthrough with the different types of sensors and being able to learn more about sea surface temperature and water vapor and different things. And that was a big step forward.
And what powers these satellites?
Well, they have solar panels that
Okay.
extend out, because the satellite itself, is not a big instrument. It takes a big rocket to get it up into space and to put it in, and then to check it out for almost a year is a long process. And sometimes they send them up early. Because of federal government budgets, it's easier to store them in space where you don't get charged a storage fee or take up space at a NASA hangar than it is to leave it on the ground and everything. So we may send them up early to store them in orbit, but not have them turned on till the old one dies out.
Infinite space in space. One last question for you, though. I wanted to know, for kids interested in a career in your field, where is a good place for them to start? Where should parents maybe start thinking to put them besides their STEM and STEAM studies?
Right. So certainly science, ask a whole lot of questions. I love going and talking to schools at elementary and high school and middle schools as well as colleges. But you want to focus on the science and math, and get your curiosity up. Continue to ask questions. The best meteorologists are ones that aren't sure, that they keep asking questions, so they study something longer than anybody else wants to. Then when you go to college, you major in meteorology, atmospheric sciences. So look for a college that does that. Undergraduate, I'll give a plug for NC State, where I went for undergrad, and then University of Miami is in grad school. So it depends on what you want to do. Certain schools are geared toward tropical weather, like where I went. Certain ones have a emphasis on air quality, and certain ones are broadcast meteorology or different things. So
there's many different avenues that you can take in this field. I appreciate you giving us your time.
Thank you. It was quite a pleasure. Thank you.